It's time to wake up.
Welcome to Ask the Guru. I'm J. Rob, the Guru of Peace, also known as the OG of protein, and I mean the OG of protein. Started doing this in 1980, opened my first fitness club. 1988, I founded J. Rob Enterprises and my famous J. Rob Protein, and been going at it ever since with the protein and more. So anyway, glad you're here. Had a question the other day in the comment section, and it was, how important is protein in your diet? Is it, do you need a ton of it? Do you need a lot of it? Or do you just need only a moderate amount? So that's a great question. I'll tell you why. A lot of people think we need a high protein diet or we need a lot of protein. The more protein you eat, the more muscle you build, or the more leaner you get, or just, it's like a magical potion. It's not. You can eat too much protein, so don't ever overeat protein. It does not serve you well. And in fact, your body has a mechanism that stops you from overeating protein. It's called nausea. Whenever you eat excess protein, so if you try to eat 50% of your calories as protein or half of your calorie intake as protein, your body would get nauseous within a day or two because that's excess protein, nitrogen, and so on. Your body then loses its appetite and does not want protein anymore. So here's how it works. About 20% of your diet should be protein. It could be 25%, maybe as low as 15% depending on your calorie intake. But let's just use 20% as a good baseline. So 20% of total calories are protein. The other ratios are then you got protein, and then you have carbohydrate and you have fat. So carbohydrates and fats are energy sources. The fastest, the easiest, and the quickest energy source is carbohydrate. That's your sugars, your fruits, your vegetables, your grains, all your starches, your potatoes, your sweet potatoes. Those are all carbohydrate. And your fats can be any fat, nuts, seeds, cream, butter, olive oil, olives, avocado. Those are fats. Those fats can be used as energy, but not readily and quickly as can be carbohydrate. If you eat a banana, it'll slowly enter your bloodstream and you'll have energy within 15, 20, 30 minutes at a pretty steady pace or level. If you eat fat, it may be hours before you can access that, and only access it if insulin is low, meaning if you're eating a lower carbohydrate-based diet. So I suggest, no matter what diet you're eating, if you're eating a ketogenic diet, which is very high fat, the protein should still be about 20%. If you're eating a high carbohydrate diet, low fat, about 20%. Or if you're eating middle of the road, which is kind of where I go anymore these days, so it'd be like 20% protein, 40 fat, 40 carb. Let's just say that was it. That's 100% across the board, but now you have a balance of two energy sources and yet protein. Protein's required for, muscle recovery. It's required for rebuilding skin, hair, nails. Every tissue in the body requires protein. And without it, and I've done these tests and I've done these experiments myself, so I know if you don't eat enough protein, like if you try to do fruit only, and I've done this so many times, if you try to eat fruit only or a vegan diet that doesn't pay attention to protein, eventually your hair starts thinning. I've seen it too many times, and it doesn't serve you well. Pretty soon your skin doesn't look good. You lose muscle mass massively. It's unbelievable what happens when your protein intake is around 10% or less. You go to the gym and you really can't get the pump. You really don't have the strength. You really don't recover properly. You don't even sleep good because your body's not getting what it needs to rebuild and repair. So it's kind of in an emergency mode. And that emergency mode can only be rectified by increasing protein. Not a ton, but just enough to make things happen for you. Easiest way to get protein is through dietary means, but also to supplement. That's why I have created the protein powder. And I'm here trying to make this sound like a commercial, but I say I need maybe 100 grams of protein a day, maybe 80. It depends on my activity level and how much I weigh. So when I do that, I could use a protein powder and get, let's say, 40 grams of protein at a meal if I'm eating twice a day, or 35 at a meal if I'm eating 3 meals a day. Try to get 80 to 100 grams of protein a day is usually enough unless I'm really training hard. So think of getting a half a gram to a gram of protein per pound of body weight, and you should be fine in the equation. And then the rest of your calories come in after that. So protein is important. You need it. I've done the personal assessment. I've done the research. Don't ever cut yourself short on that and think you can get by. That's the problem. I try being a vegan, and especially when I try to do a lot of raw fruit only. You just don't have that protein, and it does not work for you. So that's my scoop on protein today, from the OG of protein for sure, J. Rob, the Guru of Peace too. And I'm going to ask the audience again, what do I need to do? What am I asking you out there?
Like.
I need you to like this. Subscribe. Follow, and most of all, comment. Yes, thank you. I appreciate you out there. Thank you so much. But please do leave a comment. We want to hear from you, and also ask me a question. Ask me whatever's burning in your heart. What do you want to know about? What do you need to know about? No matter what it is, I'm here for you, and I will try my best to answer that in the future. So anyway, thank you so much for listening today. Love you. Peace, love, and hang loose. Let's rock the Casbah together in this world. Bye-bye. Hang loose.
Hang loose. Get the chill on, hang loose.